one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black. Black on black. Black on black.
I look at art too. I mean, Quinta Brunson, what she's done with Abbott Elementary is paint a picture that I'm sure the way the Cosby Show and A Different World made so many young people want to go to college. I know for a fact that had an impact on us. I know for a fact the Cosby Show modeling a relationship, mother, father, children. I know people who model their parenting after Claire and Cliff Huxtable. So I know that there's a responsibility of art. Yesterday, I was bringing up Jaleel White, and I thought that Drew was going to be on today, but he's on tomorrow. But Jaleel White, so I'll play it again tomorrow. But I wanted to have this conversation because he was complaining. Matter of fact, let's just play the clip, Smith, so people can hear, and we'll bring it back tomorrow with Drew.
Being a part of the TGIF brand sometimes makes you feel like you don't completely belong in the pantheon of blackness. Blackness has been treated as a very monolithic experience in entertainment. If it's not a hood story, it's not a black story. And, sometimes I feel left out of that, so it's like, like if there's ever a poll and they say, oh, what are your favorite black shows? And, Martin is in there, or Living Single, or any of those guys, I already know we coming in last. But if there's ever a poll and it's just like your favorite family shows and suddenly Martin's not in there or whatever, all of a sudden we rank really high. And so it's kind of interesting in how we look at ourselves, to be quite honest, even as black folks. And somehow I became a symbol for black male nerd culture, to be quite honest. I mean, I know this for a fact. Any brother that grew up in the 80s and 90s, well, 90s and 2000s, wearing glasses, he was told at school he looked like me. He was called Urkel. And he didn't look anything like me, guaranteed. But still, his peers would find a way to call him Urkel, and even girls to that extent. So it's really humbling to see how far nerd culture has come. And really, it's not nerd culture. It's smart culture. It's hobbyist culture. It's skateboarders. And I could never have known in a million years that I would be the face of that. I never could have known that.
Yeah, Jaleel. On his face, and people are applauding, right? The problem with what he's saying is that it's just simply not true. Blackness on television was not associated with hood stories. If we're talking about the most successful, the Jeffersons, they were not hood. They were in a deluxe apartment in the sky, high, moving on up. Yes, Mother Jefferson and Wheezy and all of them, very, very demure, not really. And then Helen Willis, who we know as she was married to upstairs the Willises, but Helen Willis was very prominent. Then you had Martin, and we're going to talk with Drew about this tomorrow, but yeah, Martin worked at a radio station. Pam and Gina had great jobs, so we don't know what Tommy did. Tommy and Cole, but these weren't hood people. They weren't. The brother man from the fifth floor maybe have been hood, but not even he was ridiculed. Living Single, Khadijah ran. I feel like they took my life, but yeah, she was a magazine owner, and everybody, Regine, everybody had jobs. Max was a lawyer. Kyle was. I mean, they were gainfully employed. Even the handyman, gainfully employed. Like, what are you talking about? And the fact that you think you were nerd culture when Dwayne Wayne was before you with the flip up glasses. He was a nerd, but cool. You were a buffoon, Jaleel, much like JJ and Dynamite on Good Times. That was you. You were what Florida Evans was complaining about in the body of Esther Roll. What John Amos got fired about. that white writers distilled black humanity into a caricature, into a buffoonery. And yeah, you became an avatar for something that wasn't just nerd culture, but much like JJ. And they poured their energies into that because it's diminishing. And that's where they want us. Non-threatening, somebody that's, on the outskirts. But when Cosby wrote Dwayne Wayne, when Alvin Toussaint consulted, they were full multidimensional men with friendships, love, and not to have to change into an alter ego to become somebody that's full. You were a child who seems to have not developed enough to even be able to have these conversations. And the fact that people keep sticking microphones in front of your face to talk about it and nobody checked or challenged you because they don't have the capacity to, which is why everyone shouldn't have a mic. But everyone does. So we'll talk more about this tomorrow with Drew, and I can't wait. But, again, it kind of presses on there's a demand for us to tell our stories, to create our own narratives, or to control our own narratives. I was tapping on John Jennings earlier today, great graphic novelist. He did Octavia Butler, Parable of the Sower, and I was like, man, we have Walking Dead on a struggling channel, AMC, and that thing became a phenomenon. A graphic novel became a phenomenon to the point that they got 11 spinoffs of The Walking Dead. Parable of the Sowers, Parable of the Sower, Parable of the Talents, one of the most incredible and prophetic works from Octavia Butler, should be a TV series. I don't know, and I know John Jennings has the chops to do it. Like, why not? It has all of the same elements of a Walking Dead, if not more. It is current. It is placed in now. Y'all did Kindred because you're obsessed with slavery. Kindred was easy. You're obsessed with slavery. You didn't even do that well. But, and I'm surprised Underground didn't get another season, but I know why. Those folk were about to be liberated. There was about to be some they had run away. You don't want to show that. You don't want to show the liberation. But you love the buffoonery. And we love it, because we co-sign it and we don't check it and we don't challenge it and we don't say, no, that doesn't represent us. And when we do it, we don't back the people. Like, there should have been a wholesale boycott once they got John Amos up out of there.